these guys need to be back on a plane, back in D.C., do their jobs, uphold the oath of the Constitution, just like all of us at TSA and other parts of DHS.
That was TSA union official Johnny Jones, who represents the unpaid workers. Congress has gone home to Easter recess, and lines were still long at some airports over the weekend. But this morning, some TSA employees got 2-week back pay after weeks of unpaid labor.
Thank you, Callie. Wait times have been decreasing since the paycheck. However, the situation continues to develop as the Department of Homeland Security is still unfunded. Hello. Welcome back to PAC News. I'm Chris Nesbitt.
And I'm Callie Honeycutt.
Airports have been a mess for weeks as the federal funding standoff continues. Callie has more on how it's affecting travelers in New Orleans at MSY. Callie?
That's right, Chris. I headed out to the airport to see how people are adjusting.
A federal funding standoff has made its way to Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. Tens of thousands of TSA workers have gone weeks without pay, affecting lines.
Travelers who rush to the airport find themselves in a holding pattern, too early to even check their bags.
I just had heard different people called, friends, my stepson lives here. Many people called. Sounds terrible. I'm like, okay. I just decided when I wake up, I will just get on. I left my friend's houses very early, thinking, well, I better get here early. But you can't, note to self, cannot check your bag in until 4 hours prior to a flight.
When we arrived, the lines were noticeably calmer than in recent days, but that didn't stop travelers from playing it safe.
I seen the lines to the garage, and I was like, hold up, because I also seen I heard people was here for the 4 hours before the flight and was still missing their flight, so I didn't want to get caught up in all that, but I'll be able to breeze on through. It's cool though, I'm here now, so yeah. I'm gonna give me some shrimp and grits, mimosas, and I'm gonna make the best of it.
With Loyola's Easter break fastly approaching, students should keep these long TSA lines in mind for their travel plans. This has been Callie Honeycutt, PAC News.
If you're flying out for Easter break, get there early and be patient. And it's not just the long lines at the airport, Chris. There's also a new presence at security checkpoints.
That's right, Callie. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement agents have been deployed here and 13 other airports across the country. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement agents have been deployed at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport and 13 others across the country. Videos of agents at airport security checkpoints have spread across social media, with passengers around the country sharing their reactions.
And this is what they're doing. Absolutely nothing.
Loyola senior Lydia Hilt spoke ahead of her flight home for Easter break.
But ICE agents are kind of quasi doing their job. I don't really fully understand it. I don't understand if they're looking to deport people, if that's like the plan. I feel like it probably is, and I don't like that.
The deployment comes as TSA officers continue working without pay. Call rates have been rising at airports across the country, with Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport reporting the highest percentage of officer absences.
I'm questioning the safety, my safety, other people's safety. Like, are they really looking for the right things? Do they know what's wrong and what's right? Are they going to be more strict? Maybe less strict? It just feels like an all-around bad idea.
This has been Chris Nesbitt, PAC News. This comes as ICE continues to expand its presence in cities across the United States. Callie?
From airports to kitchen tables, the effects of policy changes can be felt across daily life. Reporter Stone Manning got an inside look at one of the state's largest food distribution centers and how they are working to fight rising food insecurity.
Second Harvest Food Bank, the largest charitable anti-hunger network in South Louisiana, distributes millions of meals annually. John Sealers, chief strategist at Second Harvest, talks about how they are able to distribute so many meals across their community.
What we have seen due to federal policy changes, we're getting less food from the USDA, and so we need to resort to the community more than ever.
According to data from the City of New Orleans website, 18.6% of the parish experiences food insecurity, with children and seniors especially at risk for hunger.
We distribute food not directly to people who are experiencing food insecurity. We actually distribute food to a network of pantry partners, of which there are probably about 350 in the New Orleans area. So they receive either grocery staples from us or hot prepared meals.
Second Harvest can do the work that they do in our community because of the tireless work of volunteers in our area.
We have a network of volunteers who come here starting at 6 a.m. and they volunteer throughout the day, whether it's in our community kitchen or in our distribution center.
If you're interested in volunteering with Second Harvest, you can go to no-hunger.org to sign up for a shift. This is Stone Manning reporting for PAC News.
With USDA regulations constantly changing, we need to remember these cuts are not only affecting our community, but people across the globe.
Thank you, Callie. The Loyola community recently held a fish fry for Lent. Jeanette Gutter shows us how the event connected Catholicism with activism.
One of the Jesuit values that Loyola says it's committed to is linking faith with justice, and I saw this firsthand at the Lenten fish fry.
At first, I was only going to the event to enjoy the food, but I was shocked to see it was much more than that. There's a group of tables labeled Advocacy Row, which immediately drew my attention, so I approached to learn more. One of the stations consisted of letters from school-aged Mexican children about the impoverished conditions that they're living in.
The schooling in Mexico is really underfunded. They only provide the building and the teachers, nothing else. So we're writing bookmarks to send to a library located in Anapa where they help kids learn to read. And basically these are just cards of solidarity, and they're going to be used as bookmarks.
There is also a table for students to write letters to Governor Jeff Landry about death row policies. Many of the letters consisted of how students think the death penalty is inhumane and conflicts with Catholic values. Other tables were more lighthearted, though, and used to spread positivity to the Loyola community.
Advocacy is standing with and standing up for the people who can't stand up for themselves, the oppressed, the underprivileged. This stand is essentially you're contributing what you stand for and what you stand in solidarity with so that you can overall better the lives of others.
I went to the fish fry for free food, but left with an appreciation for the steps students are taking to make the world a brighter place. Reporting from the Lenten Fish Fry, this has been Jeanette Gutter.
If you want to get involved with social justice on campus, you can join LUCAP or Iggy Vols.
For the first time, Loyola held an all-Spanish Mass to celebrate the feast day of St. Oscar Romero. Reporter Mabel Regalado Hernandez takes us to the celebration.
Hoy, 24 de marzo, la Universidad de Loyola celebra una misa en honor a San Oscar Romero en la capilla de San Ignacio de Loyola. San Oscar Romero fue defensor de los pobres y los derechos humanos y por su labor y protección a los más necesitados. Era arzobispo de El Salvador y fue asesinado durante una misa el 24 de marzo de 1980, dejando un legado a los pobres en Latinoamérica.
Primera vez que vengo aquí a Loyola. Yo todos los años le mando a hacer su misa a San Romero, porque para mí es un santo. Soy del Salvador, estuve cuando lo asesinaron a él. Él era tan bello que más bien pues dio su vida por el pueblo, porque él decía que era la voz de los sin voz, que todos fuéramos una sola comunidad, ¿verdad? Que nos viéramos con amor.
Since we have so many students that are Spanish speaking, I want to have a closer relationship with our Latino students, so I wanted to offer more opportunities for that. When we talk about Oscar Romero in my classes, that he's one of the people that students are most inspired by. One of the things that St. Oscar Romero did in his final homily was he spoke directly to the soldiers and reminded them that their moral obligation was to not be killing their own people, and certainly it went against the law of God.
Oscar Romero obviously stands for everything Loyola stands for in terms of social justice and liberation of the poor. We take our cue from Jesus in that. He reached out to all sorts of different people. The Holy Spirit speaks all languages, right?
El Departamento de Pastoral Universitaria desea celebrar más misas en español en el futuro para conectar mejor con la comunidad latina. Esto ha sido Back News con Mabel Regalado Hernández.
Holding masses in Spanish can be very impactful since we have such a large population of Spanish speakers in our community. To stay in the loop for when they'll have their next one, you can contact Student Life and Ministry at getinvolved@loyno.edu. The end of the school year is quickly approaching, and students are looking for new job and internship opportunities. Loyola's Career Center held a networking event in the Monroe Library on March 24th.
I am in Loyola's Monroe Library, where behind me, the Wolfpack Power Hour networking event is occurring, where Loyola alum are meeting with current Loyola students to build connections, learn things about each other, and to ultimately teach students about the professional world. This is done in a bingo-style roundtable format, so students are going around the room, meeting new people. Every person have bingo cards, and whoever can fill out their bingo card first with information such as what major major are you? What year are you? And for alumni, things like do you work remotely or at home? Whoever fills out their bingo card first gets a prize.
Yeah, it's been really nice to hear, especially a lot in the news recently about the job market, and especially being into computer science, getting a little nervous about it, hearing like real life stories from alumni who graduated pretty recently and how they got into their field and how they found a position and like a niche in the industry that they liked.
Fallon Chazon works as a career coach at Loyola's Career Center and was one of the event organizers. This is the second year she's organized the Wolfpack Power Hour and has said that 80% of jobs come from people within your network.
So that's why we think networking is so important here. Also, as a young alumni, our whole thing with the Young Alumni Board is like, none of us are really in positions where we're making tons of money and can donate to the school, but we have time and we know what it's like. Yeah. So I just think that this event is like my two worlds colliding, and so that's why I love it so much.
With food, prizes, and conversation, this event benefits students and alum alike.
Which is all we're here to do. We're here to help and give them an opportunity to network in whatever way they see fit.
This has been Eloise Pickering, PAC News.
Take advantage of these opportunities, Wolfpack. You never know what doors you could open.
Yesterday, Loyola's Student Athletic Advisor Committee hosted a beach volleyball tournament to raise money for the 18th Ward. Students and the community alike gathered at UNO's campus to play. The 18th Ward is a local nonprofit that brings New Orleans communities together through affordable sports and workforce programs for youth and families. Over 14 teams participated in the tournament, raising a total of $1,045 for the cause.
And on the weather, right now, with our Loyola weather camera, you can see cloudy skies and windy conditions. Rain is affecting the afternoon commute, and as you can see in this live look at St. Charles Avenue, the roads are wet and not too many people are working out in the park. This week, expect heavy rainfall and thunderstorms from today until Friday evening. Be sure to bring an umbrella and prepare for potential power outages throughout the week. We are seeing power outages in the Broadmoor neighborhood this afternoon. Saturday graces us with a little to no rain conditions will remain. Easter Sunday holds 70% chance of rain.
Coming up after the break, Allie Givens gives us a look at Bloomfest.
Reporter Samantha Galat shows us one of New Orleans' recent shows, The Great Gatsby.
This is where your story continues. Stretch the limits of your imagination. Create the world as you see it. One letter, one word, one pixel at a time. Move to the rhythm of your own story. Make something more. For him and her and them. For the world. Do what you love. Tell stories like never before in a space created just for you. Learn skills that never expire. Document moments, seconds, frames per second. Turn them into masterpieces. Creativity is more than a lifestyle. Make it a career. Tune into the sounds around you. Those notes, you were always meant to sing them. Creative boundaries, you were always meant to break them. Become the artist you are destined to be. This is a world stage, New Orleans, Loyola. We do things differently. Expand your mind with and for others. Make the next move forward. Continue your story in the College of Music and Media at Loyola University, New Orleans.
Right now, Bloomfest is happening on campus, an event that highlights student creativity and honors the life of former Loyola student Kendall Daigle.
PAC News reporter Allie Givens is on site now as they get set up.
Hi, I'm standing outside of Monroe where Bloomfest is being set up. Due to the weather, Bloomfest has been moved and relocated to outside of Monroe and by the chapel, but everything is still set to go except for the music. Bloomfest is a creative festival that is honoring former student Kendall Daigle, who lost her life to addiction back in 2014, and we are here with Kendall's mother to hear about what Bloomfest means to her. So can you share a little bit about what Kendall meant and what this festival means to you?
Yes, this means, I don't know how to start. Because words really can't describe my gratitude for working with Loyola, with their faculty and all the students and how much honor they have given to Kendall, who was a student here, and she loved writing, and this was a fantastic creative outlet for her, and she wanted to make a difference in people's lives through her words. And this outlet gives people an opportunity. Sadly, she lost her life with the battle of addiction, so we're able to at least share her words, all of her written words. We have a book that we put together with her writings, and we're so thankful that we can get that word out, and hopefully she can touch someone's life through giving them hope and also just breaking the stigma of addiction.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bloomfest aims to end the stigma of addiction and mental health and get students to talk about it and get together annually. So coming to Bloomfest, there's lots to do. There's so much creative outlets you could do. There's t-shirts, there's cotton candy, there's so many snacks. So you definitely want to come out and remember Kendall and also know your resources, know your community. So be sure to check it out. This has been Allie Givens. Back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Next time you pass by Monroe Hall and see the metal tree, take a moment to remember Kendall Daigle's creativity and legacy.
Downtown, the Sanger welcomed in another great show over the weekend. The Great Gatsby had its opening night Tuesday.
PAC News reporter Samantha Galat got to head down and experience the Roaring Twenties herself.
If you head to downtown New Orleans over on Canal Street and hit up the Sanger Theater, The Great Gatsby is making a showing this weekend. Come find out with me what all is going on.
The Great Gatsby opened last night in New Orleans, and the energy was electric. Locals and visitors alike flocked to the Sanger to see the sparkle of the show. All the way from Wisconsin, Vanessa traveled just to watch the program.
Probably the glitz and glam of the costumes and all that, which you see like half the people decked out in all their glitter. And I was like, oh, I didn't wear my glitter.
And just like Vanessa, many people were excited to see the lush and luxury that the Great Gatsby brought to the Big Easy. Local high schooler Mason couldn't contain his feelings about the show.
Excited. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I just feel it in my bones. I'm hoping it to be kind of close to the book, like doesn't go too off track. But in my mind, I'm like, they're gonna do a good job, so I'm ready for it. Also, high energy, good dance choreography, all that.
The show had its final debut in New Orleans last night. Its next stop, South Carolina. This is Samantha Glott, PAC News.
If you missed The Great Gatsby, the Sanger Theater has tons of great shows coming up. The next production will be 6, with opening night on Tuesday, April 14th.
Thank you, Callie. And after this break, new cafes are popping up around the city. From chill vibes to furry feline friends, we got some spots for you.
Stay tuned. We'll hear about this after the break.
Here is where your story continues. Stretch the limits of your imagination. Create the world as you see it. One letter, one word, one pixel at a time. Move to the rhythm of your own story. Make something more. For him and her and them, for the world. Do what you love. Tell stories like never before in state-of-the-art recording, news, and editing studios. Created just for you. Learn skills that will never expire. Document moments, seconds, frames per second. Turn them into masterpieces. Creativity is more than a lifestyle. Make it a career. Tune into the sounds around you. Those notes, you were always meant to sing them. Creative boundaries, you were always meant to break them. Become the creative professional you are destined to be at the Anchor Institution for the Creative Economy. This is a stage, a world stage. New Orleans, culture rich. Loyola, hands-on access. Make the next move. Perform and work immediately. We do things differently. Use your creativity to impact society. Expand your mind. Be with and for others. Continue your story in the College of Music and Media at Loyola University, New Orleans.
A new coffee shop is bringing fresh flavor and a fresh vibe to the West Bank. Port Coffee Co. has officially opened in Harvey, giving residents a new spot to grab a drink, hang out, and support local businesses.
Christopher Pouncey takes us inside to see what's brewing.
Here in Harvey, Louisiana, a new coffee shop is quickly becoming a local hotspot. But for the owners of Port Coffee, it's more than just a coffee shop. It's about the entire community here in Harvey and the entire West Bank.
I would say it's a cozy place. You could come study, come bring your family to eat. It's more of a vibe, as you can see from like our atmosphere in the store. It's just more of a cozy, comfortable spot than any other coffee shop here. The location and the community here, and the West Bank never really had a nice coffee shop like this, and so we did it. So that's basically why.
As Port Coffee continues to build its presence here in Harvey, the goal isn't just to serve coffee, but to create a space where people can come together, share moments, and feel connected to their community. And for many here on the West Bank, that's exactly what this new business represents: growth, opportunity, and a fresh start. Reporting live from Harvey, Louisiana, this is Christopher Pouncey, Wolfpack News.
Port Coffee Company is open daily in Harvey, and the owners say they hope to expand their menu and host more community events in the future. For more information, you can visit their social media pages online. Callie?
New Orleans entrepreneurs created the first cat cafe in the city. PAC News' Cecilia Cauldron has the story.
New Orleans' first cat cafe opened 3 weeks ago. Let's go inside and meet the owners and their cats. For just $15, you can get an hour to go inside the lounge and meet the cats. The lounge offers goers a quiet space, providing games, drawing sheets, and of course, cute cats roaming around that love getting pet. In just 3 weeks, NOLA Cat Lounge has managed to make their mark in New Orleans.
We've had 4 adoptions so far.
Already.
The main mission is, first of all, to find a place that is safe and comfortable for both cats and people to come together. We want to be able to give the cats homes. It's a better environment than being in the shelter because they are free roaming. They're not in a cage. They can show their true colors. Everybody benefits. Everyone leaves happier than they came, whether it's a cat getting adopted or a person leaving after having like a fun game night with their family.
And for cat lovers everywhere, their merch store has the cutest cat toys ever, all inspired by New Orleans culture and loaded with catnip.
Yes, I'm very proud of the cat toys.
Yeah, the
and
cat
how
toys,
they
she
turned out.
designed those herself.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I put a lot of time into thinking about what would be a good cat toy and how would we make it, and I sent the plans over to the company and they made it happen. We saw the concept popping up throughout the entire country, and we quickly realized that there was not one here in New Orleans. And with a background in both fostering cats and a background in retail, I thought that it's the perfect opportunity to combine the two and make NOLA Cat Lounge.
That has been Cecilia Calderin reporting for PAC News.
For a chance to check out the lounge yourself, go to nolacatlounge.com and buy a ticket.
It's $15 for a 1-hour session with some furry friends. And that's our news for now.
Have a great day, Wolfpack!